Okay, so here we have a Butterfly 22 wick stove. This is a hot stove that you can use for canning because it has 22 different wicks with a flame. This is the box it comes in. It's model 2698. I'm going to put the box down and just show you the stove. So this stove all comes apart. Nothing is fused together. It does not have a sealed tank, but I can take off the burner assembly, easily take off the top of the frame, reach in and pull out this catalytic converter, and then I can pull the whole wick assembly right out of the top. And you can see each one of these is a wick. There's 22 of them, and I've threaded most of them into their proper holes. This is what the wick looks like, and you get it in the package. It's just a bundle of wicks. There's 22, and each of them are folded over, so there's really 44 when you count individual ends. But you have each one of them folded in half like that. That's how you're going to thread it into the stove. And I've taken a big paper clip. These are one of the larger size paper clips. I bend it out straight, and then I bent over the end pretty tight with a pair of pliers, just enough that I can stretch it or pull it around the middle of the wick, and then from the bottom, the inside that's down in the kerosene, that's how you're going to pull it through. You thread it up through, use your pliers to grab it, and just pull it out. Now all of them don't come out as easily. Some of them are very tight, but the wicks are different thicknesses, and that's why it does that. So now you can see this little adjuster knob. If I raise all of the wicks to their highest height, that's how high they will be standing out. But I want to lower it to their lowest height, lowest setting, and still have 1/4 of an inch of the wick sticking out. Now the one I just pulled through is just about right. If I pulled through too much of it, I can just grab the bottom and pull it back out. And then you're supposed to actually take a pair of scissors and just trim off, you know, the top of the wicks all the way around, and that way they'll be able to do their best work. So I'm going to set that back inside the fuel pan, and you can see as long as there's a wick touching the bottom of the fuel pan, we're okay. So after I've raised the wicks and all the way to the top and they've burned off, I have to reach in and pull the wicks through carefully from the top until they're standing up again, and do that until there's no more wick touching the bottom of the stove. And that's going to take a long time, but then you need to replace the wick altogether. So pretty easy to put it back together, make sure that's seated properly, and then you fill up the tank with kerosene, and you have to wait for a half an hour. Let the kerosene pass through the wicks all the way to the top before you light the stove. So there we go. Thanks.